Okay, today we'll be treating how to use Google Docs to write our ebook. How to use Google Documents to write the ebook. We are supposed to have treated this earlier before now, but it seems it escaped my mind somehow. Just as we learned how to use MS Word app to write an ebook, let's learn how to use Google Docs to write ebook. Because if we did not treat this topic, then we have not done justice to this course. So if you want to enter your Google Docs, I told you some time ago that you all should download the Google Docs. So you can just access it through your Play Store. You can just go to your Play Store. Once it opens up, you type Google Docs. So because it's already downloaded on my phone, so I just need to click on Open. So it's already here, open. But if you've not downloaded it, then you have to download and install it first. So this is my Google document. See, there are a host of documents here because I use it frequently. So these are some of the documents here. So if you are just entering your own Google Docs for the first time, then this place might be empty completely. So when you enter your Google Docs, this is the homepage of the Google Docs. So you simply click on this plus sign below here. Anywhere you see this plus sign, it means it's an icon that shows add something. Either add something or start doing something. That is what the plus sign means. You know, have to add something. Just as the word plus add stands for what? Add in mathematics. So anywhere you see the plus sign, it means add something to this page or to this content or to this website. So click on the plus sign. So it will bring two options that you should choose a template. So it means I should choose from the existing document, but you should choose a template either from one of the previous works you've done, one of their existing templates. Maybe if you want to write on any of their ready-made templates. So, but it's better if you are writing your own ebook, choose a new document. Start from a fresh page. So I'll be starting from a fresh page so that you all can understand it. So you click on the pencil sign there. So you understand? Don't click on the new document hashtag. Just click on the pencil sign there. So it will present a fresh new page before you. This is your working sheet and your keyboard is ready. So before you start work, click on these three dots above. That's on the right side, on the top right side, there are three dots there, which means options. So you click on the three dots and it will bring a number of options before you. So you just click on document outline. Click on what? Document outline. So the reason why I'm clicking on this is because I want to change the title. I want to give the document a title. So you you give the document a suitable title. Sorry, some WhatsApp messages are coming in and it's causing a distraction here. So let's start afresh. Let's start from the middle. I don't want to be too fast or too, let me just start gradually. So first of all, uh, if you want to start working on your page, this is your working sheet. This is your working page. There are options. We have bold. B stands for bold. I stands for italics. U stands for underline. A stands for other keyboard options. Then this one is the arrangement of your words, either in the middle or in the right. So all these are options. Then if you look at the top area, we have mark. This mark signs. That's if you want to add your title. So you just click on the mark sign to bring the title. So you have to give it a good title. Don't just give it a random title. Because whatever you write down as a title is what is going to reflect whenever you are sending your ebooks to people. Maybe if people purchase your ebooks and you are sending it to them through their emails or through their WhatsApp contacts or whatever means. So it is the title you've written here that will appear before them. So if you just put any stupid title, then you are going to be sending stupid books to them. So you should choose your title carefully. Let's assume we are writing about um let's say commerce in Nigeria. Then you click OK, which means the title of your book is going to be what? Commerce in Nigeria. You may still choose to include your name. Maybe by by that's the author. So your title is right there in the heading. Then you simply go back. That's if you want to, you see it's saved already, commerce in Nigeria. It's saved in your Google Docs page. So if you just want to enter, you double click it. So, and this is your work sheet. So if you want to enter your page now, you simply, so here's our first page, and our title is there, commerce in Nigeria. So you just start typing. That's it. Let's assume you are about typing a book because Google Docs is for typing. So that is why your cursor is blinking. That's this blinking eye sign is the cursor. You know, assuming it's blinking because it's a phone. We are using a smartphone. So assuming you are using a laptop for your Google document, it is your mouse, that star sign on your mouse that you'll be seeing. But this is a phone. That is why the cursor is blinking. So if you start typing now, the cursor will start showing it on your screen. So if you start typing with your keyboard, so and I believe everyone will be using their Grammarly keyboard. But if you still want to use your Google keyboard, then it's left to you. Grammarly is not by force. Though you can only enjoy the full services of a Grammarly keyboard if you subscribe to their premium package. So I don't even know what to write, but let me just go to let me just copy a text from somewhere and paste it here so that because I don't want to waste your time typing long informations that may get you bored along the line. So let me just copy a text. Okay, this is a good text. Let me just copy it. So I've just copied a text from somewhere. Let me just paste it. Paste. So you see, we have a text on our Google documents now. Because I don't want to waste your time, several minutes typing articles and all that. So let's assume this is about the upcoming Nigerian digital currency that will be launched on October 1st. So let's just give this article a title. Let's say Nigerian digital currency. Let's assume this is the title. Let's give it a subtitle. Let's give it the forthcoming e-naira launch. Let's assume this is the subtopic. Then the rest is the article itself. So Nigeria digital currency is the title. The forthcoming e-naira launch is the subtitle. So now let's assume this is the chapter 1 of our book. This is just an assumption because okay, let's create let's assume we've created the cover page and all that and all the designs and all that. After the cover page, the very next page is a replica of the cover page again. What do I mean? Assuming this is Nigeria digital currency, let's assume that's our cover page. That's the book we're writing about. Then in the next page after your cover page is the back cover of your book. Then the very first page has to be a replica of the back cover. So let's assume this is the next page. Nigerian digital currency. That's the title. Then somewhere in the middle is the subtitle. Let me just copy it and paste it there. Copy. So let's assume somewhere around here is the subtitle. Paste. Then somewhere below the cover page is the author's name so that it will be centralized. So let's assume this is the center page. Yeah, so we can decide to make this bolder. You just click on B. That is the B that is written on top of the keyboard. B has become bold so that you not go through any stress. So the subtitle, we may choose to make it italics. Just make it italics. You just italicize it. So the title is bold. The subtitle is big. Then I told you some time ago, whenever you are writing the author's name, you as the author, stop. There's no need to write by. I almost made that mistake too just now. Do you understand? Everybody knows the author section, and the author section is always below the book. So any name that is written there, everyone knows that that's the name of the author. You don't need to write by, or some people will even write authored by. You don't need all these stories. You simply write your name and move on. It is not from the etiquettes of book writing to start writing by. Because if you are going to write anything by Abu Bana, then it means here you should also write title before Nigerian teacher. Here you should also write subtitle. So if you are not writing title here and you are not writing subtitle here, then there's no need to write by here. So that is simply what it means. Then after this first page, the second page is usually what? Table of contents. That is what your book contains. A summary of what your book contains. Do you understand? So you can just decide to shift this to the middle. You can just shift this to the middle. Then you bolden it. Then you may just write number 1. Though there's no specific rule in regards to table of contents. Your table of contents can even be on your 4th or 5th page. It may not necessarily be on the second page of your book, because you may want to put things like dedication, preface, acknowledgements, introduction, and all that. Some people prefer bringing their introduction before table of contents, because the introduction itself should come before the table of contents ordinarily. But some people may choose to go to the first page of their book should be table of contents. So there's no specific rule. You can do it. You can make your table of contents anyway. So here you can just let's assume that our introduction came before table of contents. There's no time to start writing introduction again. So introduction, and you can just put these dotted lines and just make and just put these dotted lines. Then you name it as 1. Anyone who sees it now would know that this is page 1. Then you can just make your table of contents, because the table of contents itself also occupies a page. So table of contents too, which will also the table of contents will also be included in the table of contents section. So let's assume this is true. Then maybe the next thing after the table of contents may be your preface. You just put the lines as well. Just to make it look beautiful and unique. Then here you may want to acknowledgement. You see, acknowledgement and dedication are both the same. Many people don't know this. Some people, if you are reading some books, acknowledgement will be on a different page and dedication will also be on a different page. This is wrong. Acknowledgement and dedication means the same thing. Do you understand? Yani, who are you? Who do you want to acknowledge? Who do you want to give the credit of this book to? That is what it means to acknowledge somebody. Perhaps maybe your spouse played a good role while you were writing the book, so you can just acknowledge your spouse. Oh, I dedicate this book to my hubby or my wife, who was so supportive to me during the course of my books. You know all those stories. If any of your friends or some of your friends were influential, maybe those who uh, contributed to the success of the book in one way or the other. So friends helped me to proofread the books. Yes, you need proofreaders. There are people who call proofreaders. That is those who would vet your books. That is after writing the entire contents of your book, those who would vet it. So you may not necessarily finish the whole book before you send it to a proofreader. For example, I do proofreading. So, and the way I usually tell my clients to do it, whenever you write a chapter, send it to me for proofreading. So I can just go through it, point out the errors and all that, and the mistakes and anything you need to change, I'll point it out to you. Then you correct it, then you proceed to chapter 2. Once you're done with chapter 2, you send it to me, I proofread, and I get back to you. So, because there are some proofreaders, they are very lazy actually. You will send them an entire book, or they will receive it and acknowledge receipt. But then in the next 1 month, they've not even opened your book to start proofreading. And if you keep asking them, how far now? You say, oh, I'm still on it, I'm still on it. In the next 3 months, you're still waiting for his feedback. So, and he may even delay your project. Maybe you are planning to even launch your book in the next 2 months, but he will use almost 5 months to proofread your book, and he will change all your plans and everything. So, and since you've entrusted your book to him, you will not want to leave him to, go for another proofreader again. So there are some proofreaders, they are lazy. They procrastinate a lot, but they'll not open up to you. So it's better you approach a serious proofreader who will at least be able to revert back to you within few days. That is it. So that is how you need to be selective in whom you choose as your proofreader. Then, if you are going to choose a proofreader, choose somebody that is from your field. That is someone who is knowledgeable about what you're talking about. For example, if your book is talking about science, then you should look for a proofreader who is experienced in the field of science. Your book shouldn't be talking about science, then you go and send your books to somebody that studied international relations, or somebody that studied Hausa. So what's the difference between that person? Even if he's good in English, proofreading is not just about being proficient in English language or knowing how to correct tenses and errors. It's not just about correcting grammars. There are some facts that you even need to delete. Sometimes a proofreader can even tell you that delete this entire chapter. It doesn't make sense, or it will ruin your book. Do you understand? Or he may even tell you that this thing, it seems you didn't acknowledge the original writer of this thing, no, so that you will not be guilty of plagiarism. He will tell you, he may even tell you to find resources, and so a proofreader has a lot of things to do in your books. See, and if you have a good and capable proofreader, then you don't need to keep editing and editing your books all over and over. There are some books you see second edition, third edition, fourth edition. That is because perhaps the book was not even proofread before the person launched it into the market. There are some people, once they write books, they are sending it straight to the market, so that just because of the money, so that people will start buying and their account will start ticking. They'll forget to present these books to proofreaders to vet. So at the end of the day, when their readers are reading those books, you see so many grammatical errors that you become irritated. What nonsense is this? So instead of people complaining about the feedbacks on your book, it's better you take it thoroughly. Be patient about it. Your book will still enter the market one day. Be patient about it, and even if, yes, sometimes you may have to pay proofreaders so that they will take your job seriously, because many people like a wolf, they like free jobs. It is not easy for somebody, for example, now you send me your book that is about 500 pages or 1000 pages, and you expect me to proofread. I will not even have the zeal to even start, because it's going to consume my time, my energy, my sweat, and all that. Do you understand? So at least if you tip somebody something, there's no particular price for proofreading, so it can be at your own discretion, depending on the volume of your books or the personality of the person that is proofreading it. If you want a thorough job to be done, you may have to pay for the service. But many of us will like free jobs, and that is why a proofreader may not even open your books. Then after 3 months, he will tell you that, oh, your book, your work is good to go, no problem, it's perfect. Then at the end of the day, your clients will start complaining that what kind of book have you written? So it's not good to start keep revising books all over and over again. So after acknowledgement and dedication, the next thing you may want to go to chapter one. Your chapter one, maybe let's say the topic of the chapter one our topic is on commerce in Nigeria. Maybe chapter one may be what is commerce. You understand? So it doesn't matter how long your text is. The most important thing is that you should make sure the dotted lines are there and the page number is there. So yes, we can just use chapter 5, page 5. So then maybe the next one is chapter 2. Chapter 2 maybe, let's say chapter 2 is about CBN. So you simply put your dotted line. So this is what it takes to write a table of contents. It's not a rocket science. There is no magic about it. So let's assume chapter 1 consumed some pages. So chapter 2 will not be around page 11. Do you understand? Chapter 2 will not be around page 11. So that's it. Do you understand? So that is page 11. So you continue like that, page 3, page 4. If your book is even up to 40 chapters, you can make it 40 chapters. So this, even if your table of contents consumes up to 2 pages, there's nothing wrong about that. So you just continue writing like that until you exhaust the table of contents. Then after the table of contents, you go straight to your chapter 1. So let's assume this chapter is chapter 1. We are back to the article now. Hope you now understand what I've been doing since. So let's assume this is, your chapters should always be written in capital letter. So let's assume this is chapter 1. Perhaps I mistakenly deleted it. Mhm. Chapter 1. So this is chapter 1 of our book. Let me still shift it down a little. Yeah. So, and this is the topic for chapter 1, Nigeria digital currency. So let me underline it so that it will look beautiful. So if you're underlining, you simply click the U sign here, the U that has an underline symbol on it. So it means chapter 1, Nigeria digital currency. That's the title. Then the subtitle is the forthcoming e-naira launch. The forthcoming e-naira launch. So for example, if you want to make this arrangement without clicking each of them one by one, you can just highlight everything. You understand? You can just highlight the 3 of them. Then you come here. So you can put it to the left. If you want them to be on the left, so you see they are now aligned on the left. If you want them to be on the right, they are now aligned on the right. And if you want them to be in the center, this is the center. Then if you want them to be justified, this is it. So but it's better for them to be in the center since this is the first page. So you only need to set this one a little. So this is it. They are all centralized now. Yeah. This is the table of contents. This is chapter 1, Nigeria digital currency. So let's assume all your chapters are ready from chapter 1 to chapter 10, whatever. So now, while reviewing your book, you may want to maybe at some point uh, you may want to add some details from some external sources or from external resources. You see these signs above. This is the undo redo sign. The A, there's an A here. Then there's a plus sign here on top of the among those symbols above on the top of your phone. That plus sign, if you want to add anything to your book, click on the plus sign. Then it will bring some options, links, images, table, horizontal line, page break, and all that. Then assuming we want to add a link. Let's say we want to add a link after this Bitcoin, works differently from cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. You see where our cursor is blinking. So assuming we want to add a link after Bitcoin, you put your cursor where you want the link to appear. So Bitcoin, assuming we want the link to appear after Bitcoin, then you click plus, then you click link. So if you click on link, it will tell you to insert a link. Then you first of all write the name of the link or the title you want to give the link. Let's say the title we want to give the link is it will bring some online options. Do you understand? So let's say the link is about Bitcoin. You want to, because if you are bringing a link, it is assumed that the link is coming from an online platform. That is a web platform. So if you are writing the link, for example, you want to get some Bitcoin links now as to buttress the point you mentioned in your book. So you just type Bitcoin. So it will bring a number of options. How does Bitcoin work? Let's say the link is about how does Bitcoin work. Then the link will appear underneath automatically. Do you understand? Then you just click this mark sign, which means yes or accept. You see, the link is there. So whoever is reading your book now, your ebook, this is not a hard copy. Whoever is reading your book coin now, your book now. If he gets to this point, he can easily click on the Bitcoin, and the link will take him to that online platform that addresses what you're talking about automatically. Let's say we're talking about a dollar. Yes, we want to a link that has to do with dollar. You come here, you click on plus, then you click on link, then you click dollar rates. Let's say I think there should be a link about dollar rate. So it's checking the net. So currency exchange table, blah blah blah. Currency rates in Pakistan. Let's click on this. So currency rates in Pakistan. Then just mark. You see, this is another link. This is how you add links to your ebooks. And definitely, at least you can't write a whole book without making reference to something. Either making reference to what somebody said or making reference to an online link. She understands. It makes your readers know that yes, you actually did enough research before writing this book. You didn't just write it just for the money. You exhausted yourself in research. Because once people are reading your books and you are recommending them to other links, they will be forced to go and read that link. Do you understand? If you have a website, you can also include the link to your website in your ebook. So that indirectly, you are also marketing your website through your ebook. You are using one stone to kill two birds. So this is how you can write, you can add links to your, and the links will look so neat. It wouldn't affect the appearance of your ebook at all. Bitcoin, dollar rate, anything you want to add, just click on the link. So assuming you want to add an image, let's go to, you click on the plus sign again. It will tell you to add an image. Maybe if you are talking about a commerce in Nigeria and you want an image that has to do with money, you can just come from web. You can just click on from web, then that is Google specifically. Um, it will bring out some money images, you see. That is it. Then you can just click on it. You see, too much money. Let's just click on this. So it would automatically, you now click on inserts. So you understand, look at, see how beautiful your book has become. Which means, you see, an online book, you should adorn your book, design your book in a way that both the cover page and the inner pages of your book will look attracting and will keep your readers glued to your ebook until the end. Don't just create an ebook that you just write blah 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 from page 1 to page 50 and it will look so boring, no attractive designs, no pictures. You just write it as if it's some kind of hardcover holding this book out there. No, you adorn them with different images. Form the habit of attaching images to your ebooks. It doesn't consume anything. Yes, it may make the size of your ebooks to be big at the end of the day, but it doesn't cost anything. Do you understand? It may make your ebook to be 50 megabytes or 10, 30 megabytes and blah 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 at the end of the whole book. But it doesn't, the richer your book is, the more you are respected as an author. Don't just write an ebook that will be barely 500 kilobytes. It doesn't speak well of you. You don't need to write 1,000 books, a 1,000 page book before people respect you. Your book can just be 50 pages, but because of the volume of research, the number of links, the number of designs and on it, it will make people respect your book. And after pasting an image on your book, you can still reduce or increase the size of the book. So you understand? Though this one is a web. Is an online image, that's why we can't edit it. But then let's try to insert another image from our gallery. Click on plus sign again. So image, you click on image from photos. So it will bring a number of pictures from your gallery or from your file manager. So you go to your gallery. Yeah, here's our gallery. Let's say we click on, we can just click on any image here. Let's assume we click on this. Yes, we've clicked on an image. So you understand? So here is the image. You see how beautiful the book now looks. Here is a dollar image. Here is another image. So you can even put as much as 10, as many in fact many pictures as possible. So you understand? You can put as many pictures as you want in your ebook. So that is it. You just have to keep writing and all that. Let's try to insert something else again. Let's try to insert something else. You click on the plus sign. Let's insert a table. Assuming we have to do some analysis using figures and all that, we can also insert a table. You click on table. So it will ask you how many columns do you want the table to have, how many rows. So you can increase, or if you want it to have 6 columns and 4 rows, or 8 rows and 10 columns. So it depends on the number or the kind of digits or facts you want to put. So you can just, after putting the desired number of rows and the desired number of columns, you just press insert table. So you see, your table is there, 10 columns and 8 rows, 8 rows and 10 columns. You see, you can then start inserting whatever you wish to insert. You can just write 14. You can just come here, write 36. You can just come here and write 78. Anything you want to write on your table. You see the beauty of Google Docs. You see how beautiful our book now looks. You understand? Table of contents, chapter 1, the image of a dollar, the image of a book, a table. That is it. You keep inserting whatever you want to insert. So let's try to insert something else again. What should we insert? If you want to insert a horizontal line, just a line to demarcate something or so, you just click on horizontal. So you see the line is there. You understand? So that is it. If for some reasons you need to demarcate something to show something, you can just create a demarcation there and you continue writing your book. You understand? So, and Google Docs also has a microphone. You can see the microphone down there. This is the microphone above letter P. This is my keyboard. You can see letter Q, letter W, letter E, letter R, letter T, letter Y, letter U, letter I, letter O, and letter P. That microphone sign above letter P, that is your microphone. Do you understand? So you can just click on microphone if you don't want to go through the stress of writing all this. So you can just click on your microphone. It will ask you to speak now. Then you start speaking. So writing a book has become this easy. You don't need to start typing every day until your fingers begins to hurt. Your fingers doesn't need to pain you. You can just start using your voice to write your ebook. We've treated this in the past. Then after writing, definitely if you are using text to speech, your book will definitely have some errors because sometimes the microphone cannot capture correctly some of the things you are pronouncing. Do you understand? Especially if you are pronouncing things using the local language also. It may not pronounce it exactly the way it may not write it the way exactly. So at the end of the whole thing, you can just come and start what? Start editing. At least that one is lesser than writing. It's less stressful than writing. So for example, in this whole page 1 now, the whole chapter 1, if you want to check where there is a typographical error, let's cause a typographical error here. Let's say this digital currency. Let's put currencies. This is a typographical error, isn't it? So if you want to check for the error in this book, you just click the 3 dots here. That is on the section above, on the symbols above. You just click the 3 dots at the top right side. Then it will tell you, then you scroll down to spell check. You see this spell check? You click on it. So you see, first of all, it said change this to this. This highlighted one, it automatically highlighted it, which means the word this is not appropriate for this. And you see, I just copied this article from the internet and there is a mistake in the article. So this kind of spell checks will even help you to identify the right tenses to use, the right commands to use. So he said if you change this to this, then if you want to change it now, you simply click on change. You see, it has corrected it. You see, the currencies, the error I deliberately made on my own. It's saying change currencies to currencies. Then you click on change. So change transaction to transactions. And ordinarily it should be plural. But the article wrote it as singular. You see, and this is just an article, and there are so many errors already. You just change. So all you need to do, nothing. You see, it has brought us down the table again. As a national critical infrastructure, change it to infrastructure. It was not well spelled, so you just press change. It says you should change check. Just click. Now, no spelling suggestions. It means your article is now error free. There is no more mistake in this entire article. There is no professor of English now that can read this article and point out a single mistake. So this is how internet tools has made book writing very easy. You understand? This is one reason why people prefer writing their books with Google Documents. So that even if you forward this book now to a proofreader, even if the proofreader is an English professor, he will not be able to even see one error to correct. That is it. But if you just use your own idea or you just use a local application to write your book, there will be thousands of errors to correct. You correct and correct and correct and be tired of correcting. Do you understand? So that is it. So for example, if you want to check the total number of words or the total number of letters you have written in just this chapter 1 alone, or from the beginning of the book till this chapter 1, you don't need to start counting them one by one. Or you just need to click on the three dots again, click on it. Then there's a section for word count. You can see it under page setup. There's a word count there. You just click on it. It will automatically generate everything you've written. The number of words uttered so far is 281 words. The number of characters used is about 1,879. Do you understand? Which means the number of letters used so far. Then characters including spaces. The spaces in between it's about 1,512. So you see, this is a summary of everything you've written so far. The reason why word count is important is because if you are a content writer or a copywriter, or you are one of those who work for clients by writing for clients, a client can just bring you a job and say, help me write an article on commerce in Nigeria. Maximum of 1,500 words. So you can't be writing and still be going through the stress of counting your words one by one. If you write a word, you say 36. You write another word, you say 37. This one will give you headache. It will be too troublesome for you. Keep writing. If you get to some extent, just come to your word count session, click on it, and know how many words you've written so far. If the client is requesting for 1,500 words and your word count shows that you've written 700, then you know that you are just halfway. Then you continue writing until you get to exactly 1,500 words, then you stop. Because there are some clients, they are highly principled. If your work exceeds their number limit, their word limit, they will not pay you. They will complain. And if it is lesser than that, they will underpay you. So instead of a client rejecting your work and all that, you simply come to word count. Count your words as you are writing. So that is it. So this is the dynamics in regards to using Google Docs to write books. I'm sure many of you will now love the Google Docs over the MS Word now because of these beautiful features it has. So that is why I said if we don't treat this topic in this course, then we have not done justice to ebook as a course. So when you're done writing, for example, if you feel you are done with your book, or maybe for some reasons you are tired of writing again, and you just feel like you want to save it for now and do some other things, you can just come here, click on the mark, sign. You see, your book is ready from head to toe. Nigerian digital currency, blah blah blah, dollar picture, table, and all that. Then you click on. First of all, you may decide to click on share and export. Or for example, if you want to print it right away, you can just print layout. So you understand? Maybe you're with a printer or whatever. You can just go straight to print layout. Then if you want to see how it appears in like a book in a book format, just click on document outline. You want to see how it appears as a book. You see, the cursor is no longer appearing. This is how it appears like a book. So if you want to, what do I even need to teach again? So let's say you want to share it to somebody, you want to just share or save, then you click share and export. Then it has the options to share. If you want to share it to a particular person on your contact list, if you want to share it to a particular link, you click on manage people and links. Then if you want to copy it as a link, if you want to post it somewhere, you just copy it as a link, because Google Docs will automatically generate links for whatever you write on it. So if you want to send a copy to somebody, you can just click on this. It will bring WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever. You send it to the person. So if you want to save, you save with the name. If you want to print it, maybe you are with a printer, you just click on print. If you want to make a photocopy or something like that, so let's assume we are saving it. You can save it as a Word, as a PDF, as a plain text, as a rich format, EPUB, blah blah blah. So let's assume we are saving it as a PDF. Just click OK. So it is saving. So this is how it will appear as a PDF. it is just 3 pages. This is just a sample of what we did. So it is just 3 pages. You see how it appears as a PDF. So and we've not even given our inner pages any Canva background, because if we want to make it to look more beautiful than this, we'll have to use Canva to design the inner pages. So, and our last class we were talking about inner pages before we digress to come and treat this one. So in our next class we'll continue on how to design the inner pages to make it look more attractive. So that is it. If this download sign, this arrow down sign, means if you want to download your PDF again, you can just click download. So this is the end of the session.